Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Circle on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Sadia Yakub. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. And now the news in details. Kano State Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf has witnessed the swearing-in ceremony of his new deputy, Murtala Sule Garu, nearly 2 weeks after his appointment was approved by the State House of Assembly. Hundreds of party supporters, friends, and well-wishers attended the event held at Coronation Hall of the Government House in Kano. Global Television's correspondent Idris Jibril reports.
It was the moment many had been waiting for, particularly supporters of the All Progressive Congress in Kano State. The oath of office was administered by the State Chief Judge, Justice Dija Aboki, under the supervision of Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf.
That I will pledge to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that as a Deputy Governor, that I will perform my functions honestly to the best of my ability.
The swearing-in has filled the vacuum created following the resignation of the former Deputy Governor. Governor Yusuf says the appointment of Murtala Sule Garu comes at a critical stage in the political development of the state, especially following recent political realignment.
A singular objective to strengthen our party, consolidate on our gains, and ensure unity and cohesion within our ranks.
Former Kano State Governor Abdullahi Omar Ganduje says the All Progressive Congress in the state has come to stay, describing the choice of Garu as timely and appropriate.
No doubt, the position of deputy requires absolute loyalty. I'm so happy that the governor has already mentioned that, not 99%, but 100%.
Known for his youthfulness and grassroots connection, Murtala Sule Garu enjoys strong support, particularly among youth. He says the new role offers him a greater opportunity to serve the people of Kano State.
My role is to support that vision and ensure that government policies deliver real results for our people.
Murtala Sule Garu previously served as a commissioner for local government during the administration of Abdullahi Ganduje, and was also a former chairman of Kabo local government area of the state. From Kano, Idris Jibrin, Global Television News.
The Inspector General of Police, Olatunji Disu, has announced a major reform in the Nigerian police force with the creation of a new tactical formation aimed at tackling violent crime. The Inspector General made this known at a strategic meeting with senior officers of the force in Abuja. Kabir Hassan reports.
The Inspector General of Police, Olatunji Disu, says the new formation, known as the Violent Crime Response Unit, VCRU, is part of efforts to strengthen the operational capacity of the force and improve response to serious criminal activities. The IGP says the unit will operate strictly on intelligence, with deployment guided by professionalism and strict oversight. He emphasized accountability and transparency as a key pillar of the reform, with a renewed focus on public trust and human rights compliance.
I'm proud to announce a landmark reform in the operational structure of the Nigerian Police Force. We have reconstituted and remodeled our state-level anti-crime capacity. The Special Weapons and Tactics units have been reorganized and elevated to a new formation, the Violent Crime Response Unit. This is not a rebranding exercise. The VCRU represents a fundamental shift in how we approach serious crime in Nigeria. Every officer assigned to the team have undergone intensive specialized training in tactical operation, human rights compliance, intelligence analysis, and rule of engagement.
The police leadership also announced a nationwide audit of arms and ammunition as part of measures to ensure transparency and a proper use of resources.
All commissioners of police have been directed to immediately take a comprehensive audit of arms and ammunition within their respective commands. This exercise must be thorough, transparent, and properly documented with detailed reports. The objective is clear: to strengthen accountability, identifying existing gaps, and provide an accurate assessment of our operational needs.
The IGP assures Nigerians that the force remains committed to professionalism, urging citizens to support ongoing reforms. Kabir Hassan, Global TV News.
Against drug trafficking cartels, Virginia United Front to choke the liveness of illicit drug networks across West Africa. Chairman and Chief Executive Officer, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Brigadier General Muhammad Buba Marwa, retired, delivered the warning in Abuja while hosting a high-powered delegation from Ghana's Narcotic Control Commission, led by its Director General, Brigadier General Maxwell Obuba Mante. Kikeloma Okere has the details.
Chairman and the Chief Executive Officer, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Brigadier General Muhammad Buba Marwa, retired, described the visit as more than routine diplomacy, signaling a strategic tightening of regional security as both countries confront the growing threat of transnational drug trafficking and money laundering. Marwa stressed that evolving criminal tactics demand deeper intelligence sharing, joint operations, and cutting-edge enforcement strategies.
That we will need to discuss and find solutions to will be the question of Ghana Loud, that variant of cannabis. We must together trace those behind it, follow them to their plantations and their factories, break the bones of those cartels, put the barons behind bars where they belong, and seize all their assets.
Director General, Ghana's Narcotic Control Commission, Brigadier General Maxwell Mante, acknowledged Nigeria's leadership role in the region, describing the relationship as one rooted in trust, shared history, and a common goal of stability. He warns that drug trafficking is becoming more sophisticated with increased use of marine routes and a surge in synthetic drugs trend that demand urgent unified action.
With a clear and focused purpose to exchange experiences, particularly in intelligence-led operations and interdiction strategies, to further strengthen the already strong relationship between our two sister institutions, and to identify practical areas where we can deepen cooperation, whether through cross-border investigation, training, or enhanced intelligence sharing.
The high point of the engagement was the signing of Memorandum of Understanding between NDLEA and NACOC, setting the stage for coordinated crackdown on psychotropic substance, their precursor, and illicit financial flows. The agreement moves both countries from informal cooperation to a structured, aggressive offensive against drug syndicates. Kikeloma Okere, Global TV News.
The federal government has demanded urgent accountability from South Africa following the death of 2 Nigerians and a wave of anti-foreigner protests, warning that incident threatens the diplomatic relations and the safety of its nationals. The government issued a strong position after inviting South Africa's acting High Commissioner to Nigeria to a meeting in Abuja. Ahmed. A statement issued by the ministry spokesperson, Kimebe Ibenfa, says at the center of the dispute are the deaths of 2 Nigerians, both allegedly linked to assaults by South African security personnel. The Nigerian army says troops of Operation Udoka has intensified operations in the southeast, apprehending a suspected gun runner foiling an ambush and raiding a criminal hideout in Abia and Imo State. An operational report revealed that troops, in collaboration with operatives of other security agencies apprehended the suspected gun runner in Ukwa East local government area of Abia State. The report said paramilitary investigation revealed that the suspect was involved in transporting weapons to criminal element through a third party from Bayelsa State. The Kebbi State Police Commissioner Umar Hadeja disclosed that no fewer than 47 suspects, including some Chinese nationals, have been arrested for various violent crimes such as armed robbery, banditry, and armed motorcycle snatching. The commissioner made this known while parading the suspects to newsmen at the state command. He further said 40 stolen phones were recovered within the period under review, along with phones and SIM cards used by bandits undergoing forensic analysis. The Director General of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Zubaida Umar, has reaffirmed the agency's commitment to proactive disaster management with a focus on strengthening collaboration with key stakeholders across the country. She made this known while receiving a delegation from the Stimulation and Crisis Management Directorate of the Department of State Services during a walk-in visit to the agency's headquarters in Abuja. She stated that the agency is intensifying efforts to promote risk mitigation and build community resilience through early warning systems, preparedness measures, and coordinated response strategies. The federal government and the Joint Action Committee of the non-teaching staff unions in universities will resume talks today on the strike called by university non-academic workers. Representatives of the government and the various unions previously left the parallel without resolving the issues. The deadlock meeting, convened by the Education Minister Dr. Tunji Lausa, was adjourned till today by 3 p.m. for further investigations. Former President Goodluck Jonathan has paid tribute to late President Umar Musa Yar'Adua on the 16th anniversary of his death, describing him as a servant leader, fondly remembered as a gentle president. In a statement shared on his Facebook page, Jonathan reflected on his working relationship with Yar'Adua, whom he served under as vice president, noting that the late leader embodied humility, integrity, and a deep commitment to justice. The former president noted that administrations was driven by a shared vision of building an inclusive and just nation, rooted in the rule of law and democratic ideas. The Minister of Works, David Umahi, has signed the nomination form of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his second term, describing the move as a victory for and a step towards sustaining ongoing national development. In a statement issued by the Senior Special Assistant on Media, Umahi said the endorsement represents a broader commitment to continuity and consolidation of the administration's achievements. He described the nomination form as a defining moment in Nigerians' ongoing development journey, adding that it reflects a collective commitment to continuity, stability, and a consolidation of gains recorded under the current administration. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has called on European Union member states to deepen investment relations, strengthen cultural exchanges, and extend partnerships with the Federal Capital Territory Administration to promote economic growth in Abuja and across Nigeria. Wike made the appeal while addressing head of mission of European Union at the European Union House in Abuja during a meeting chaired by the head of the European Union delegation to Nigeria and ECOWAS. The minister said he remained committed to strengthening collaboration between the FCT administration and EU countries to accelerate development in the Capital Territory. You're watching the live broadcast of News Circle. News Circle continues after these weather forecasts plus business, foreign and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us.
Hello, welcome to the weather forecast. Now, if you were awake during the early hours of Monday, you probably heard that intense... Hello, welcome to the weather forecast. Now, if you were awake during the early hours of Monday, you probably heard that intense rumble of thunder as most parts of the country experienced heavy thunderstorms and rainfall with strong winds gusting up to 100 kilometers per hour, causing damage to some infrastructure in affected areas. Now, let's talk about what to expect on Tuesday. Much more calmer morning in many areas, although parts of Adamawa, Taraba, Kaduna, the Federal Territory, Nasarawa, Plateau, Niger, Cross River, and Akwa Ibom states will likely experience morning thunderstorms and rains, while slight dust haze is expected in parts of Borno and Yobe states. Later during the day, as moisture builds up, the storms will make a comeback to develop across the southern region of the country, the north central extending to parts of Kebbi, Sokoto, Zamfara, Kaduna, Adamawa, and Taraba states. That's the forecast. Stay alert and keep your umbrellas close. I am Theodora Itzum. Thank you for watching.
Welcome back from that short break. And in business news, the federal government has sealed a partnership with European aircraft manufacturing giant Airbus, targeting critical areas such as infrastructure development, maintenance capacity, human capital growth, among others. The agreement was formalized through a memorandum of understanding signed by the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, during a working visit to Airbus global headquarters in France. Keyamo described the agreement as a major leap for the sector, saying the pact is expected to fast-track Nigeria's ambition to build a sustainable and global competitive aviation ecosystem. The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission has directed electricity consumers in states with newly established state electricity regulators to channel complaints on metering, billing, and related service issues to their respective state agencies following the implementation of the Electricity Act 2023. The directive comes amid ongoing decentralization of the electricity market, which has transferred regulatory oversight of transport electricity operations to state-level authorities in 15 states across the country. The transition applies to the 15 states that have completed the establishment of their state electricity regulatory frameworks. Still talking business, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps Gombe State Command has inaugurated a newly constructed agro-rangers base with residential facilities at Kanawa Forest Reserve in Yamal-2 Deba local government area. The unveiling was in move aimed at strengthening the protection of critical agricultural assets and addressing herder-farmer conflicts. The Corps Agro-Rangers unit was established to bridge security gaps in Nigeria's agricultural sector with responsibilities that include protecting farmlands, ranches, silos, and forest reserves, as well as mediating disputes to promote food security and national stability. And on the foreign scene, an explosion inside a coal mine in central Colombia has left 9 workers dead, according to the country's mining authority. The National Mining Agency says the build-up of gases was the likely cause of the blast. It added that during a site visit, the agency had identified the presence of gases including methane, which it warned could become dangerous. The incident occurred at the legally operated Ciscuda mine. 6 miners were reported to have been rescued. And in sport, Nigeria has renewed its push to become Africa's leading sports destination, unveiling an ambitious plan to host the 2031 African Games and the 2034 Commonwealth Games as part of a broader strategy to transform the sector. Chairman of the National Sports Commission, Shehu Diko, outlined the vision during a chat with journalists on the sidelines of the recently concluded high-level seminar jointly organized by the African Union Sports Council and the National Sports Commissions. The seminar provided a platform for peer review among African nations, focusing on harmonizing sports development and frameworks and moving away from fragmented national approaches. Still talking sports, FIFA president has revealed that demand for tickets for the 2026 World Cup has reached unprecedented levels, with more than 500 million requests already recorded. Speaking at the FIFA Congress, Infantino described the figures as extraordinary, especially when compared to previous tournaments. The combined ticket requests for the 2018 and 2022 editions totaled just 50 million, underscoring the scale of interest in the expanded 48-team competition. And that's it on News Circle. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen using our Global TV NG. I am Sadia Yakobese. Thank you for watching.